What's up, Chase? Reality 4x, 444 to the world blowing. Need that motherfucker blow for sure. Ski bro, ski no ski. Ooh, boy. They don't pay mine, he mine, tell me mine. Give me a hot pot. It's hot the fuck out here too. I need this heat. Let the sun eat. Turn on me like that. She wide. She wide by the kid, y'all. Notice I'm really him and vibe with me and see about the lunch already rich. Lying on my days. I call it's alright cause she ain't with you. I'm being honest. Kick it, just come and vibe with. Take it there, but all these means keep me. Now make sure everybody me and I. Look me in my face so I can tell if you lie. They got so stupid. I'm thinking I'll get back on that shit. I do that. That'll be that. That was me. You cut off. Oh, just take it out. Let's take it out. Don't too much at once. Yeah, you can't have young. I cross my scenes over the baseball of life to throw that curve right. To get off CERN right. I'm like the mobile type. Advanced with a Game Boy of things like, get your birds right. Can't show my full face. Trigonometry like I'm anime. Rambo say, Kimbo slice, get it today. Get hit in your face. Knocked to the bone, man, what a disgrace. Fill up the place, that boy get shot in the face and losing the case. What a disgrace. Got the game on lock, I'm watching it from my visionary with my bifocals on. The chemistry be building up so NH2L low. I got the aluminum plus the other shit can go. That low, sell low. She couldn't buy it so she put it on layaway before he can get it and go. I heard the rap game's dying, these niggas be sounding the same while I'm coming out of the game. For human never remains. I'm H&R and employing these niggas for gain. Say my name twice and 4 times can get detained. You get kept back in the grade that you couldn't pass, you get detained. I'm in your mouth, nigga, the bitch slout crazy and she got the cuffs on the neck, she finna get detained. Misapproximation, misconception with the thing. I should've shot my shot at the bitch like I'm Lou Aldane. Maintain, that's my bifocals in my membrane. Bit rate get the jump and make your lyricism disintegrate. They say I'm great. Planet of the apes, Caesar right here, but the salad is the way with crouton. Out today, fly away, be with me, make a stay, say goodbye, a nigga say hey. Like the basketballer gang get carried away. I got a lot of things to say, but should I let you know? Listen in too close, surely beholds what I toast. Up to my membrane, nigga do the most. Taylor Port, we put it on the steak, you drink it up the host. Got the virus, so I guess he got the shit that's attached to him. Decoded in the matrix, tell him relax to him. Feed that boy the knowledge, I feel like Morpheus. Found his body down 6 feet under, this is neocorphosis. We in the matrix of a living metamorphosis. Building up the truth for all baby trophies. Prophecies with everything. Cause they'll say I spit the game like a prophecy. Call me Muhammad, well bitch Ali Bobby B. Woo! Bobby Booby, Bibby, Shay Bobby B. On TV like Bill Cosby B. Woo! Watch me nigga when I kick my Sagi Hagi Lee. I do this shit proud of me and that's the way I profit be. You get a lot of Excel, the doctor can bring it, but I got the shit up out of me. Woo! Hit the niggas with a human rain, that's the bottom me. Human anatomy bottom me. He go up under the water like he is about autonomous. Ooh, biochemically, I'm doing this shit electronically. The way I do this shit destroy the world and none of me. And I do it on my mask shit, nigga, anonymously. But now I'm breathing lively out the mask, nigga. You watch to see. Ooh. See another creature when I'm down there in Devon. Don't give a fuck about the niggas that visit Rose and the Richard, the judge. Shit, I'm doing a lot of believing in stitches. He came open, we sealed him up. That's Lilo with stitches. Hinch Hanker, get over the caveman with dritches. Put the voodoo holistic over the nigga like witches. Play with the guys, I pulled up the pants, fuck up your bridges. Cases clothing, your grandma teach you not to burn down them bitches. You came off the bench like a 6-man, and I was shooting the block before you was really one of his henchmen. Get in your mouth like the dentist, but I presents on your rest requisites. This is me in the excesses. Ooh, I'm doing this shit ecstatically and messy. I'm kicking the game, bitch, call me Messi then. But if I don't want speed to know I'm Ronaldo again.
Let's see, any of y'all grown anything before?
No.
Okay. So, basically, this class is designed to just give you introduction so that you can basically go to the hardware store and know what to buy or know what to purchase or know at least have a little information to get started. So do you all have a house or apartment? Or apartment. You have sun that you're trying to grow in?
Thought about an aloe vera plant.
What's up, chat? It's your boy Reality 4 times 444 to the world going in at that motherfucker blow for Showski, Broski, Noski. Today, we're learning how to plant. And we learning how to grow from just an itty bitty tiny seed first. You know, that's how it started out. So first, you're gonna get the soil. You got a lot of bark in there. That's what he said. Get rid of the big pieces. Just dump them up. Start over. Because you want to get 5 grain soil. You want to get soil that's going to... You know what I mean? You don't want to get too many big other things. You want to try it out? That's unique. Look, I did all right.
Yeah. So the difference between what we have right there and what this is dirt. So you can see the dirt is really dry. Doesn't have obviously any moisture. Still has all of the things that the soil has. There's some even clumped up, but even when you break it apart, there's still no moisture. So this is a bag of dirt. And the difference between dirt and soil is that soil has microbes, it has nutrients, it has a lot of bacteria, it has millions of what is called microbacteria. And the microbacteria is tiny bacteria that encourages the plant to grow. Wow. So since now we made this soil, and then when I was cleaning up, I mixed everything. So this is actually from the last class. But what we have here is normally when you get your bag, you see it, all of the debris that you took out of the bag. Yeah. We don't really need that in our soil. The soil is nice and light there. We can add things like peat moss. This is perlite. It's inorganic substance. It's naturally grown. It's a big rock that they cut. Oh, wow. And we're going to add this to the soil because what this does is it adds volume, but it also keeps air. You obviously don't want to breathe that in, but we're just going to mix that to a ratio of like 2 to 1. So it's nice and fluffy. We want it to be able to, like, when we get it wet, it's still going to be moist. It's going to kind of clump together like that, but it'll also break apart. So you see how, like, obviously the soil doesn't hold together at all, but this kind of at least pious, right? So now that we have our potting soil, so the difference also between this soil and soil that you put your plants in is that soil like this could be used for planting, but you wouldn't want to have, you would just take the soil like that to actually plant it. This is good for starting seeds. And so when we're starting seeds, we have several different ways that would do it. I'm gonna let y'all take these as well as use these, or you can use these. The only thing about these is when you fill them up, they tend to fall over. So that's why we have these. And so you can fill these up, but before we do that, so we have a lot of course, labels are important. There's different tools that you can use. Here we have a couple, these are basically for when you fill up your soil. And when you fill it up, you don't have to really pack it down. You actually want it to be more full of air. And this kind of is a tool that you can use to make, you know, depending on how deep your seed needs to go. Because all seeds don't need to go really deep into the soil, and we're going to learn how to do that. This is for, like, if you have seeds that are tiny, you can scoop them up. This also helps. You can scoop them up, you know, into this little corner so you can get your seed, and then you can just, but, and then of course we'll have labels. I'll show you. This is actually considered a seed, and the way that you plant potatoes is you want to get your soil, each eye is a seed, so you could technically cut this in half and then plant it. And so when you see potatoes going to seed, you could either set this in some water and this is going to root out, and then you can get big vines, and that'll be a plant. But if you actually want this to grow, you would put this inside the soil like this. Those are called the eyes, kind of poking out just a little bit, just so they get the sun. And then we're going to take some straw and we're going to cover the potato. Then we're going to take some more soil and put it on top of there enough to bury some more potatoes. And then just keep doing that. Straw, soil, potato. Straw, soil, potato. You would want to do it in maybe like a crate or like a basket. That way the potato leaves will grow out, but the potatoes will be in the bucket. Then the potato vines will die off. They'll turn brown, and then that's how you'll know you'll turn the basket out and you'll have potatoes. But for what we're doing here, I'll let you all come and basically I'll show you just different ways. So we're going to use our potting soil, and if we need more, we'll make more. But since we have our soil that we separated, this is what we're going to start with. And you can either, you know, fill them up like this. So, you know, I'll let you all do that. You can practice filling these up, fill these up, and then we'll choose some seeds. I'm gonna go get a marker so that we can.
I see what you're saying. It's very moist.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never know you grew a potato like that.
Yeah. Yes.
All over.
Yeah. We don't even have to fill these up. I mean, we just
fill them
I just want to show you. So I want y'all to pick a couple of seeds. I'll go through and I'll let y'all actually look at those, and y'all can pick some and pick like 3 different herbs, and then I'll just let y'all pick because we're expecting more people to be out because we like to plant herbs, and then we'll go over the direction.
A tomato? That's the 3 right there. I'm gonna go with watermelon, tomato, and onion.
Okay. So you hold on to them, and then any herbs or flowers we have. Mint, marjoram. These are more, like I said, this is comes. So they ordered medicinal and tea seeds. So these are all basically, you can either grow them and it has some medicinal property to it, or it's just good for tea. And you can order these kind of things online. They come in this package. I think this is probably like $20 or something. But so what you all have picked, I want you all to kind of look at the different packages. We'll start with the vegetables and see every plant or every vegetable package is going to have a different instruction. And I want you to notice that some of them, notice the difference.
The depth of planting.
Right.
That's how deep the seed goes in the
Correct.
soil.
And then you even go below that, and that's the spacing. What do you think the spacing is?
That's the spacing in between the distance.
Yeah. So, and you see how it's different for each plant.
Each one of them.
And then also the germination.
The grow. Oh, okay.
Germination is means from the time you put the seed, which we call generic information.
Dang, it take a long time.
Right.
Take a minute.
So this is what's important to learn, that when you're choosing the seeds that you want to grow, especially if you're trying to feed yourself, that you know the climate, because obviously we're down here in the yellow,
Right.
and it shows you when this seed can be planted. This is lettuce. So ideally you want to plant it from December through March. If it doesn't, here we have mild winters, so we can grow this lettuce because it's a butterhead lettuce, so it's really resilient. If it was red, it would be even more resilient. And it tells you that it's a cold weather crop, meaning that even if it does get cold here, it's going to survive. And also through September through October. So you have December, which you can plant it in the wintertime, and it's going to grow, January, February. March is probably when it's going to grow the biggest. I have lettuce growing right now at my farm.
Wow.
And it's doing well. But as soon as it starts, we start having days that are 75 all day. Like, as long as the temperature drops at night, it's fine. But once we start having temperatures that are 75, it does what's called pulsing. And so these are collard greens, and they've started to go to seed. So this is going to be a flower first, and then it'll get pollinated, and then it'll close, and it'll be a seed. This is edible, but collard greens, we like the big beans is what we want to eat.
Okay, eat it like that.
Yeah, you can eat this. It's edible. So you can eat the whole plant. So we want to make sure that we're reading our seeds, and so we probably wouldn't want to plant this because it's we're in April, and we could grow it, but it's probably just going to go right to seed. So we would waste it. So we'll just save that. But this one is lavender. This says this can be planted February through April, so we're in the perfect time. It wants to be in full sun. However, it also, in addition to this information here, you read it, so it tells you plant 2 to 3 seeds per starter plot. So it's not just one seed.
Definitely.
You want 2 to 3 seeds. Then you'll start at 8 to 10 weeks before you transplant it. And then what it says, then to the one the strongest, is because you plant 2 to 3, and you're going to see a couple of them are going to be runt, and then one is going to look really strong. And you're going to want to take the 2 that don't look, and you don't have to do it immediately, but once they start getting big, and before you move it to the garden, then you'll want to take it out. And then once you have it germinated, you'll know that it's going to take you 100 days to harvest. And it's lavender, so it's also one plant that I call these forever plants. So once you plant this, it's going to stay. As opposed to, like, this is broccoli here. Obviously we know when broccoli, it crowns, we'll get some crowns, we'll take that crown off. We might get a few more crowns, and then we'll take that broccoli out. So obviously that's why it's new broccoli there, even though it looks like collard. So whatever seeds that you pick, obviously you have stuff like January through March, November. So that's onion. You could probably still get away with starting that. It might not start, but you could try it. The tomato, of course, that's February through April. So sometimes it's hard to germinate tomatoes, and then of course watermelon, really super easy. Usually takes about 2 weeks to germinate. They pop up really easy. Things like squash, cucumbers, really easy. And then of course herbs are kind of different. In addition to having different instructions, and telling you, the spacing, some of them will tell you when to start. This says sow from late winter to early spring. Use a bottom heat mat to maintain optimal soil temperature of 65 to 70 degrees. Or you can start them outside. Plant in the spring once chances of frost blast for full sun. So February through September, you can plant it here. And this is rosemary. Rosemary does really good, obviously, here. So you can either plant that directly where you want to have it, or you can plant it in a planter. Once you get your seeds planted and you're reading the depth of them, if you have them in something like this, of course you want to label it, and you can label it to just one label to let you know the seeds. If you're doing it in something like this, you can put, if you want to put your rows, you can put, you know, one label at each so that you know this is, you know, cilantro, cucumbers, tomatoes. Right, but I'll let you all start your seeds. I would recommend starting like rosemary and something like this. You can start it in whenever, just when these tend to, like I said, they're kind of top heavy, so it's frustrating to get your seeds in there. So if you want to do that, like I said, you just want to fill it up, and then if you want to start, just read your instructions, and then it's going to tell you a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and you can use your poker or whatever, or if you can use your finger. But I find it easiest if you have it, you know, topped off, and then that way you can see where you need to poke your hole in the. So, and then some seeds need to go deep into the soil. Some seeds go on the surface, but that's where that planting depth comes in. If some seeds will just literally, you'll just plant them on the surface because they're really small. See if I can find, like basil, I know for instance is a really, really small seed. And so if you were to plant, you know, these, we just like 4 seeds, and then we just cover it up like that. So, but yeah.
It's always 4, eh?
What's that? 3 or 4, 2 or 3. It depends on the size of the seed.
No, I always say that. It's just the same. I be saying.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also, you just.
So yeah, just obviously remember which rows you put in, so you can
label it.
Yeah.
And you do.
Then you can. And of course, you can just take the label and you label it. And when you label it, you want to put like, you know, cucumber. And then today's date, which is the
11th.
The 11th, so you want to put 4/11, and then and then that just lets you know what day you planted the
so you
seed.
keep track of it. Yeah.
Right. So cucumbers, I'll take 2. Another thing about the seeds is that when you plant them in 2, when the roots come, they tend to kind of hug each other. So they kind of like a kind of support. And the cucumbers, you can actually transplant 2 plants to one, in the garden, and whether they're vining up a trellis or a bush cucumber, they'll still produce well. So
these don't go through
right. So yeah, just try to open it where the seal is, and just close it back over. Some of these seeds, they just take a long time to germinate. Yeah.
I don't know what temperature it is.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, like some seeds, like basil, when you plant it, once you wet it, it actually gets this fuzzy film on the outside of it that you can see, and then like it sprouts and germinates in like 3 days. Seeds, and even you can even take some soil, and just go like this, put it over the top, once you get it done. And then the important part. So it's also important that when so you want to get your tray, I'm gonna put it like this. We'll save it for our strain sifter. So you can put that in there. y'all want, you can do another one because y'all paid for 2. So you're more than welcome to. You want to fill with another one? Yeah, you can pick some other seeds. And also, did you do the onions?
The onions?
I don't think. Did you? You didn't do the onions. So the onions, you could probably, since onions are like one bowl, you could probably do that whole tray with all onions.
Oh, wow.
And then these are spring onions, so they're actually ready to be pulled. So, and spring onions don't bulb. They're just good for, you know, onions or scallions. We'll cut them into tiny pieces and they'll turn into scallions. And so, and then we have collards, which obviously someone has started to pick, which is good because you see they're going to seed. Once the plant starts to go to seed, it usually doesn't start to put on leaves on the bottom. Now we can leave these, and when it gets colder, they'll produce more. Or normally, what we'll do is we'll pull them. This is what happens when you plant. This is arugula, and so we planted it when it was too hot. So this is what I'm talking about. If you plant your lettuce when it's too hot, it'll go right to seed.
Wow.
So that's just examples. So when you plant these onions, you'll just do 1 or 2 in the in each one. I would even just do 1 instead of do 2. But if you, what I normally do is I'll do 1 of each, and then if I have more, I'll go back and just go through. So that's another thing about planting seeds. It's just obviously important to remember where you actually. So yeah, when you get like this, just open it up. Yeah. That way.
I did like you professional.
Yeah, you got it. You're gonna be professional by the end of the day. So then, this is a good when just to use that, just to kind of just move the soil back, just so you can get it in the middle.
Okay, I'm doing both of these.
Okay, yeah, whatever you.
You do it like. Okay, so it's like that.
And I'll also usually like to plant, you know, vegetables. But what you don't see in between those onions is we also had some turnips. So like we could come here and plant some onions in between here, and that's called companion planting. And so the broccoli is still going to grow and get its big leaves, but the onions will be in between the rows. And since they grow differently, they won't impede each other.
Yeah. Great.
How'd y'all hear about the workshop?
Looked it up online.
Oh, okay.
I be on Eventbrite.
Oh, okay.
Looking for things to do that I always want to try.
Okay. Yeah, she was just like, can you stick around till 11? I was like, yeah. I'm like, where's my people? We have 4 people on Wednesday, but that was a senior. That's supposed to be a senior workshop. And so people registered, but they didn't know it was for seniors, so they just showed up.
My great grandma used to grow in her backyard. She had her own mini setup.
Okay.
It was about in the 80s though, 80s, 90s.
Okay. So you get everything planted?
I got the onions.
Okay, if you got more.
What's another good one to grow around this time?
Let's see. Guess it depends on what you eat.
Jalapeno peppers.
Yeah, jalapenos are good. That's good to start.
Yeah, that's.
My granddad used to grow these in his backyard. These peppers though.
Oh, for real? Yeah, that's one of my favorite things is peppers actually. It's actually how I got started farming. That's why I used to growing just peppers and tomatoes for myself. When I was working at this restaurant, they started asking me to bring them in.
Voila, play it up.
On, yeah. So that way, obviously, since the soil is still not really wet, you know, if you put it on there, it's just going to throw the dirt, and then it's going to seeds are going to come out. So it just kind of makes it so. And then once the plant actually sprouts, you'll also want to try to get as close as you can to the soil to water. You know, a lot of people think you want to water the leaves, but you really want to water the soil. Just a constant, you get the water some time to soak through the plants. And another thing.
Coming up next, ...